Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to go over the London Silver Bullet for Thursday, January 25th. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the Kraken Silver Bullet Pro and turn on Asia session, see where we're at here. Let's zoom out, see where we're at. Okay, so we just took the Asia high up here, so now we're looking to go short. And let's see what happens here. Okay. Let's see what we get. There is a ton of liquidity right here. So if it takes liquidity in the middle of the range, that's what we got here, all this stuff. Like, I mean, look at all these failure swings all the way down. So it comes up, I could see it either coming all the way down and taking all of this, ideally, would be great. So it give me something to go enter short here. Or it's going to take out some of this and then go higher. We don't know, right? So it is Wednesday, so we'll have to see how it plays out here. It's Thursday, so we'll see how this plays out. Oh, let's do this like this. Right there, took out all that liquidity right there. So all the today's liquidity from midnight has all been swept. Look at this from right here. Been taken. Okay. So let's see if it keeps going lower. It does. Okay, so it took all this liquidity right here. So now let's see if it goes up to go back down, or if it's going to go higher here. So let's zoom in here. Okay, I see a balanced price range right here. So one of the features in the Kraken Silver Bullet that I don't use very often, but I have been using a little bit more recently, is the show balance price range. So you can have this on here and it'll show them. Now you can delete the old ones that have been filled. So it'll delete those. Well, let's turn it on. So there you go. Balance price range. So for me, that's a BPR. Okay. Knowing that it could go up here, let's see where optimal trade entry would be up here. Let's see. Optimal trade entry from here to here. See if it goes past that. Doesn't, so we could go back, be going back down. Okay. Let's see. Let's be able to pull OTA from this leg if you're going to go higher right at this balanced price range. So I need to see how its price reacts down here. Okay. Ideally, I think I want to go short because I want to see the Asia low being taken, right? But I also am not. I know that we're in optimal trade entry to go short. So it's either if it's going to go short, it needs to take out this low. But also, if it's going to hesitate down here, we're at optimal trade entry to go higher and at a BPR. So we're kind of in two forces pulling at each other to see which one's going to win, right? We did just take this liquidity, but then we did just take all of this liquidity as well. So external, we took internal. Now my gut tells me we're going to go to external. Okay, so external liquidity goes to internal, which we took all this internal liquidity here, and now price eventually will go back to external, take out this high. But we have two forces pulling against each other, so we'll have to see what happens here. I'm not just going to put a limit order here, and I'm not just going to sell here. So I need to see a little bit more what's going on. Now, I do have reasons to go higher in here, for that are that I'm not discussing right now. So ideally, I'd like to go long from down here, but I want to see price react from there first. Move this over a little bit. Okay, keep going. All right, like right there would be a great entry to go long, but I want to see how price reacts here. Does it hesitate? Does it stall? Does it reject? Does it break right through like it doesn't even care? Another wick like that would be good. Indecision. All right, so we're going to buy. It's hesitating. It's having a hard time. Let's put this here. Move this right here. Stop is, usually my stop is 25. Or so it's 12 and a half and 25, so 1 to 2. I don't need this. If it's going to take us out, it's going to take us out. So let's move this. Let's move it to 9. 9 right there, and let's move that so we can have a better, not risk as much. No reason to risk more than we need. If it's going to take this low, then I'm obviously wrong. And I want to be wrong without losing all my money. So there you go. Let's see what happens here. Now, optimal trade entry, BPR, another reason I haven't shared, and yeah, we have a reduced risk, so we're only going to lose 180 bucks on one contract, so it's better than my 250. So if I'm wrong, I'm going to be wrong. Now, this double volume imbalance here, gosh, it's almost a whole, almost a whole. Let me put this on here. It's 3/4 of a point right here of a volume. It's actually 1 1/4 points. That is a huge volume imbalance. That is a great sign. That right there tells me I can move my stop up. At least to there, if not to here, 1 point above. That's a great sign. When you see a big gap like this, and doesn't get filled in, but the candle closes, doesn't get filled in, that's a great sign. Especially when it's that big. Usually you get 1, maybe 2 ticks, not 5 ticks of a difference. Okay, so now we got, this is 1, there's 2 PD arrays. Okay, so this broke this. Let's call this a mitigation block. Why am I using the wick, not the body? Well, the wick's way bigger than the body. So that's what I'm using. It's your personal preference. I'd use the wick on this one. If the body was more, I'd use the body. If they're about the same, I use both. So it's kind of your personal preference. For me, this is how I pulled it. Okay, so there's that entry right there. Now, if I was going to enter another position, I'd be targeting this high right here. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. This is already in profit here. So there's 1, 2, 3. So I'm already right here on my stop. And I could be entering another position. So let's do one more candle. See what happens here. All right, so we're going to buy one there. We're going to enter another position here. Entering on this fair value gap. Why that fair value gap? I'll tell you in a few weeks. You'll understand why. That's the fair value gap I entered on, and on what I was aiming for, right this high. This is 25. This is my minimum, so it's above this high, so that's good. If you partial in here, you'd want your trail, your stop, you'd want it to move it up to the bottom of this one automatically. So you're actually reducing your risk. You're gaining more on the first one, and your risk is managed right here, right? Now, what you can do is as soon as it goes up in profit more, go above your break even here. So you're break even on both contracts, or at least when you add them both together, what you gained and what you lost on this one, you'd be a little over break even. It's usually what I do. So I need it to go up. Yeah, like that'll work. Oh, that took out one of them. Actually, it took out both of them. Damn it. All right, well, I just screwed that up. So that was a That was it. That was a bad trade. Well, you saw it, and I'm not going to re-record this. So I didn't move my stop when I took the second order. It stayed here, but this is where it should have been. Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. When you do a bracket orders and things, you can move your stops up, so it's different on TradingView. So, all right, well, there's your setup here. All right, I'm buying there. That's kind of where it kind of took us out. So it'd be the same, pretty close to the same. I'll put my stop down here where it would have been break even. So right there. So ignore this this order right here. It's where I would have moved my stop up, so I would have had that if I did it, and I already took partial. So I'm just kind of capturing the rest of the profit target is all I'm trying to do, to have this number be relatively close to what it was, what it should have been. So there you go. And there you go. Okay, here's your second order. And it takes out that high. Okay. I'm going to turn off the BPRs so that way it doesn't too much stuff on the screen here. All right. So we came to the London hour and we pulled our session liquidity for Asia, and we got Asia high has already been taken, and we're looking for Asia low. We also noticed, though, or realized that there's a ton of failed swings here that don't, just all of them down here, all the way down to the Asia low. So we know that price can come back and take a bunch of liquidity, and then it's going to, if it gives us a market structure shift or reason to go higher, it could go higher, right? And so for this, we were looking at going low, but it came down, created a BPR, came up. We pulled our fib, knowing that this right here was optimal trade entry from here to here, or from here to here. Optimal trade entry goes short. But we pull our fib from here to here and know that a BPR was optimal trade entry to go long. So in here, we're kind of torn. We're fighting between going higher and lower, right? We don't really have a direction. Okay, you have two reasons to go short. When you do that, you sit on your hands. So price came in here, and I didn't just enter because it's optimal trade entry and BPR. Great reasons, by the way. But I didn't just enter. I waited. This next candle, kind of indecision, didn't really do much. It's being held. The body's being held by the BPR. This next candle being held. This third candle being held. That's when I entered. I closed that candle. And then my stop was reduced to 9 because it was below this low. And if it's going to take me out, it's going to take me out. But it stalled here. It's clearly having a reaction right here. Why it's not going higher, or why it's not going lower rather. Clearly has a reaction why it's not going lower. So I took my order, right? Where I'm aiming for 25 points, which is right at the Asia high. We go up. We have another order that is a mitigation block. And it got in. If we wanted to enter in, what are we aiming for? We're aiming for the high here, right? Now, what I did on the video is I failed to move my TP target higher because it was still set for the first one. When I entered, you needed to move it up. I did move my stop, but I didn't move the TP target on this one. So that's so we got taken out right here. I just re-entered here to try and make it be the same distance from going up. I put my stop down. So that's this order, ignore, but it just got the rest of the balance here. And then our price went up, took out this high right here, right? Those are your two London Silver Bullet entries for Thursday, January 25th, using the Kraken Silver Bullet Pro indicator.